Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Quant Network, aka QNT. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask you guys, could please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. And if you do find any of the information in this video valuable, useful, or interesting in any sort of way, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on to never miss a future update. So overall, let's just dive in and let's talk about real quick the overall market structure. So I told you guys earlier in my other two videos that I am eyeing Bitcoin closely for it to break over 41 to 44K. I've been stressing this for the last couple of days, and I know that it probably sounds annoying, but it is pretty much the key levels that I am awaiting for. In terms of Ethereum, I am watching Ethereum as it is making some waves in terms of its dominance as well as its movement in price, up almost 4% on the 24-hour, up 13.40% on the 7-day, so it's pretty significant. Volume is actually nearing the levels of Bitcoin volume as well, so we are seeing Ethereum being a little bit thrown into the spotlight. Now, of course, when we're talking about altcoins, I also reiterated the idea that I'm not really keen on watching altcoins currently, but of course I would watch a lot of the utility gems, specifically of course those that have interoperability layers, Quant definitely being the key focus point in terms of that area. Of course it's up 9.80%, up 3% on the 7-day span, which I think is a little bit of a glitch, probably didn't catch up just yet, but trading volume is still down a little bit. It's not like this has a lot of volume currently in it. On the 3-month span, you can pretty much see the levels that we're at. I still want us to break over this nice like $110 range. I told you guys about that in my last two videos on QNT as well. You can pretty much see that level that we're almost above, which is about the 786, $110 almost flat. We are seeing some good volume, which yesterday was the start of it. I told you yesterday's volume looked pretty good. RSI back into its nice little level here at about 35.82. I do want to see a lot more price movement here shortly, just to get us back into that demand zone, pretty much going back as far as July 29th. I do expect some more volume to flow in here, and I do expect the RSI to continue on its trajectory path to about 50. In terms of QNT on the Bitcoin pair, of course, I would not, I'm not going to just say, hey, look at the USD pair. Let's actually look at the Bitcoin pair. So you do see us hitting that nice resistance level going back as far as July 25th and 26th. RSI looking fairly strong here as well. Not too much crazy volume flowing in here. I want to see more volume on the Bitcoin pair. Of course, that's going to happen in time, but I do want us back into, again, this level up here, which is like about 316,027 sats. That's pretty much the level that I want to be back into, and I could actually kind of mark that on the chart just so that we could address it in tomorrow's video most likely as well. So here is that level that I am awaiting for. That's pretty much the demand zone back until we went to the all-time high currently. So that's the price structure that I'm currently waiting for on, of course, Quant. Right now, in terms of the overall market structure, I would definitely keep a close eye out on Ethereum, as it is starting to outperform Bitcoin a little bit greatly here. We still are at, rough levels on Bitcoin. I'm not saying that we're about to get extremely bullish. I'm just saying tomorrow is a big key date to watch for, as I have heard and I have seen, reiterated on Twitter, which is not, too bad of a thing to really kind of watch for. I do think that it is something significant to await. I think that usually, especially in February, of course, because I've been talking to you guys about February for a while now, February being a big key month to watch for, especially in terms of, just right now, I want to say that like February is pretty much the December, if you will, of 2017 and 2018. It doesn't mean that we're going to go parabolic or anything like that. I'm just saying, prepare for what's about to happen, which is essentially either Bitcoin's major impulse above 44K or a crashing event on Bitcoin, which, I mean, either way, I'm kind of welcoming either one. I'm pretty much prepared for either one, and I've said this multiple times to everybody else. You pretty much want to kind of prepare for anything. The inevitable is something that you really kind of don't know what's going to happen with Bitcoin. This market could move extremely fast, or it could kind of trade sideways. Either one is fine with me. In fact, if Bitcoin kind of traded sideways here, while a lot of our altcoins are kind of trading sideways, similar to the structure that we do see on on Quant, it would actually allow for some upward price movement on pretty much all of our altcoins, including Quant. So with that in mind, enough price action talk, enough technical analysis, if you will. Let's move on to some exciting things. So as you guys know, I read this tweet yesterday talking about how, Gilbert Verdian got sick of no interoperability solutions for NSW Health. But we do see our citizens, if you are involved in crypto, you should know who Gilbert Verdian is. If not, you got homework to do. He plays in the sandbox with all the big players and is creating the interoperability solution, which will be used by traditional financial institutions. He's one of my favorite CEOs. And honestly, he is a higher up individual. This is the European Central Bank Euro system. And of course, we do see, he's pretty much sitting right here. Gilbert Verdian, of course, Quant Network. And these are some higher up individuals as well, like the London Stock Exchange Group, Bank of Italy, Bank of Lithuania, and of course, European Central Bank in terms of the moderator. So this is pretty big. Like, he has major connections to some major players out there. I want you all to understand that right now when we're talking about, for an example, Quant and its major use cases, its major use cases continue to still be, of course, interoperability. And interoperability is something that still kind of gets thrown down the stairs, if you will, kind of gets ignored until it is really kind of being adopted in and used on a day-to-day basis. I think that is going to be the biggest thing to crypto currently. Like, I think that interoperability is something that a lot of people are kind of overlooking until it becomes the next big thing, which, again, like I've said, I think it is the next big thing. We see here network of networks, multi-chain dApps across tens of ledgers simultaneously, permission and permissionless, jurisdictions, ecosystems, event buses, APIs, not fixing any like Overledger means you need multiple solutions, which means more risk and less efficiency. So when we're talking about Overledger, for example, utilizing Overledger, one, diminishes a lot of risk and also a lot of efficiencies as well, meaning, guess what? You could pretty much have the most efficient and less risky network in terms of the multiple solutions that it could arise in terms of interoperability and kind of connect these networks to one another. And of course, these are some higher up major blockchain consortiums. We do see Contour, Marco Polo Network, B3I, GSBN. These are some huge players, and of course, you could see the names that are connected here, like even Spunta, right? Spunta is the huge player that we've been talking about for a little bit of time with Quant. This is connecting like major blockchain infrastructures, aka R3 Corda and Sia Chain, and just in general, like Sia and R3 by themselves are huge. Like, you should all understand that when we are talking about R3 and we're talking about even Sia, like, these are huge names that are connected to massive partners. And of course, R3, you could pretty much see where R3 lies here, because R3 is listed on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to see if there's any more here, but on 5 of these major names. And of course, you can see all the banks that are listed here, the credit unions. I mean, these are huge players in the game, and I want you to all understand that when we are talking about interoperability at scale, this is pretty much what you could look at. Connecting all of this to one massive network is pretty much the or the groundbreaking, pretty much use case that we've been awaiting. And we do see here, who knows what the price of Quant will be in 1, 3, 5, or 8 years, but it definitely is not $100. And this is from MIT's overall breakdown of CBDCs. We do see here, implementing a CBDC, a way forward. Quant's blockchain payments offering called Multi-Ledger Token Service provides a proven mechanism for meeting all the requirements of CBDC described above. And they're talking about the MLTS. They're talking about MLT technology is applied. Of course, multi-ledger technology is huge. This is that multi-ledger technology in terms of a model, which again is huge, connecting pretty much all of these major banks to one major network technically. So again, this is huge. Again, it's multi-DLTs at this point. So this is going to be pretty interesting, to say the least, especially at scale. And we do see IDB and City Innovation Labs achieve cross-border payments over blockchain, conclude a successful proof of concept to make cross-border payments from the United States to countries in Latin America and the Caribbean using blockchain and tokenized money that provides full traceability of the transactions, exchange rates, and fees. And of course, I've always said tokenization in general, like anything tokenized, is going to be huge. Tokenization will literally thrive on ledgers. And guess what ledgers need to be connected to? Of course, QNT. One of the most ambitious of these projects is LAC Chain, an alliance led by the Inter-American Development Bank, operating across the Latin America and the Caribbean region, and we know LAC Chain is, of course, connected with Quant. Achieving success will require the integration of LAC chain, which provides both Hyperledger Pursue and EOS technologies and Quant's unique overledger technology. Again, by flexibly tokenizing money using Quant's patent-pending multi-DLT token technology, MLTS, the LAC chain DLN will power a variety of new solutions. And again, multi-DLT token technology. That is huge because it's going to be connected on multiple ledgers. That is something that you need to look forward to. This is something that is going to be so big at scale. I want you to all understand how massive this actually is going to be, especially from Quant's standpoint and perspective. And we also see here, think of QNT like a USB that can fit into any plugin, Lightning, USB-C, USB 3, etc. Or like how many countries got different outlet sockets, China, India, Japan, but now it can customize its own USB through a mix of others, universal interoperability, infinite outcomes. And this honestly is the best way to kind of look at it. Like, Quant is taking something that is so complex and simplifying it in the best way possible. That is going to be a plug and play solution that, again, going back to this overall image here, is going to connect all of these major platforms and systems to one massive DLN, aka utilizing that multi-ledger, solution. It's so big in terms of the use case. I try to explain it the best way I could possibly say, but it's truly something that you need to visualize. And I really wish that there was a little bit of a better visualization graphic. Maybe I can make some. But in general, when we're talking about the connection to connections, just think of QNT being in the center of this image, with connections being pretty much placed to all of these, coming back to one major network, which is of course built on Quant. Quant is truly swallowing up all of these major networks, and guess what? When we're talking about the volume that will flow over crypto, specific ledgers like HBAR, XRP, XLM, this, that, whatever, think about it like this. There's not going to be much data or any sort of information or valuable, sort of transactions being, transacted with over multiple networks without the interoperability layer. And we've learned that APIs in general, the API gateway that Quant has built, is the best and most efficient way of achieving interoperability between these ledgers. So with all of that in mind, when we are looking at Quant right now, currently at like $104 or maybe at $1,000, right? Those are bare minimum prices. And I say that because a lot of people in this market kind of disregard the idea that, yeah, Quant or QNT as a token is not really achieving anything in terms of its use cases or utility. But I don't think people realize that, guess what? You still need QNT to utilize and leverage the overledger network. And how are you going to do that, if there's such a small supply or this or that, right? The price of QNT is going to thrive simply from its tokenomics, but also from its main use cases. I'm actually going to break this down in tomorrow's video on Quant. I might actually make it tonight and schedule it for tomorrow, but it's truly going to be remarkable and really kind of eye-opening to those people who might have a little bit of a concern. Maybe they don't understand, QNT properly. They don't understand the technology behind it. It truly is something to really kind of, regard it in a sense on like, okay, well, QNT is kind of just bridging these networks. All right, that's a pretty big use case, but who cares? It's actually much bigger than that, and I don't think people really realize how massive QNT actually is going to be at scale. I've tried to, talk to you guys about it multiple times. A lot of people ask me, what do you think the price of it will be? Well, guess what? If it's utilized the way it properly is supposed to be, and when we're talking about the prices that it could achieve, I've always been looking at the bigger picture, and we always kind of look at like $1,000 to like $10,000. But my bigger picture on Quant, if it is utilized properly and if it is moving the volumes that we are expecting to move throughout crypto, yeah, we're going to be talking about like QNT at like $50,000 to $100,000 to even like $500,000 plus. And I know that might sound crazy, but just understand that everybody is screaming at the tops of the building saying, Bitcoin to $1 million. If Bitcoin can achieve $1 million, trust me, QNT can achieve $100,000 to $500,000 fairly easily, especially from its overall standpoints on where it's kind of positioned itself and the technology behind it. So with all of that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this video. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.